Hello, welcome back to the channel Up the Reds TV with me, Andy. So, first of all, this is going to be a bit of a two-parter. It's going to be the fallout after the Forest game and also the Champions League PS game for us tomorrow at Anfield, which I am going to. And also, before I start, the last video I did, the Forest post-match, it received over 340 views, so thank you very much if you were one of those that watched that video. Really appreciate that, and I really appreciate the interaction I got in the comments as well on there. However, 83% of you watching have not subscribed to Up the Reds TV. It's great that you're watching the videos, which is great. Fantastic. It shows that you're interested in what I am producing. So do us a favour, will you subscribe to the channel? There are weekly subscribers, but let's get the numbers built up, shall we? And I'd really appreciate that. I'd really appreciate if you would pass it on to your mates, your family members, and let's get this channel built up so we can carry on doing some more content for you. Okay, as I said, let's speak about the fallout, shall we, of the Forest game. A lot's been said about lots of stuff. Arne Slot out, the players are not playing for him anymore. They're down tools. Fans leaving on 78 minutes. Die-hard fans leaving on 78 minutes, and just couldn't be bothered staying and applauding or singing "You'll Never Walk Alone" at the end of the game. I totally understand why you've done that, and yeah, it was poor, wasn't it? The game was poor. Yes, I said in my post-match we played all right for 20-25 minutes, maybe a bit longer, but yeah, we really let ourselves down at at the Forest game. So what I just want to touch on is what Arne Slot and Virgil van Dijk said at the post-match, which I hadn't watched before I did my post-match. He said, "I take full responsibility for my actions. It was my fault." Now, whether he means he played Dom Slobosly right back when every Red that I know was screaming that he didn't do that, he'd have to play Joey Gomez, or as I put it in my team selection, put Jones in there. So yeah, he said that he takes full responsibility for that performance and maybe picking the team. Okay, I get that, but this has been going on for a while now. You've been on repeat and it's not working. So the third goal, as I said when it went in, the die-hard fans were getting up and going because they didn't want to watch any more of that, what they were witnessing at Anfield. So he needs the responsibility. If he's accepting it was his fault, it needs to stop. The team selection has to be right for me. The substitutions have to be right for me. Tactical selection, has to be spot on. Look, Arne Slot has not become a bad manager overnight. Last season, he was the LMA manager of the season. Now, I'm calling him manager because that's what he started calling himself, but he's not really, because he's a head coach. He was brought into the club as head coach, but some people are calling him manager, and even he started saying that. In my eyes, you're a head coach. You've been employed to get the team right on match days, training wise, tactical wise, and get results for Liverpool. As I said, he's not become a bad manager overnight. He's a good manager because he's brought us the Premier League quicker than what Jurgen Klopp did. But Jurgen Klopp did a rebrand and gave himself 4 years to get the Premier League, and he did, and he delivered. So yeah, he needs to get it sorted. Now look, I mentioned in my last video that something's not right in training. Something's not right in the decision making. And I mentioned John Heitinga. He's available. Yes, he got sacked at Ajax. But do you know what? Pep Lijnders got sacked at, where was he? Leipzig. And Jurgen Klopp brought him back near enough immediately. And the rest is history. All the trophies that they won together. So, could the repeat happen? Should Arne Slot bring Johnny Heitinga back? I think he should. Get rid of Aaron Briggs. He's the set-piece coach. It's not working. We can't defend corners. Our free kicks are absolutely awful. Mentioned the one of Salah taking corners, Salah's free kicks. They're absolutely horrendous. And yeah, get rid of Aaron Briggs, shove him to one side, let him work with the younger players. Apparently that was his remit when he was at Man City and elsewhere. And just on the coaches side, I'd probably shove Joe Van Bronckhorst to one side as well, because he's coming, but, you know, is he sort of like getting in on Slot's ear about, look, you know, can we not try this? Can we not do that? We talk about Sipk Hulshoff, who is the assistant head coach, isn't he? His right-hand man. I don't think none of them have the balls to say to Arne Slot, look, we need to stop this. We need to try something new. And when I say something new, I'm on about tactics. We can't have 75% in a game of football and lose 3-0. Honestly, we can't. That is not enjoyable football to watch. We should be converting our chances. We're snatching at them, and it's not good enough. On the players' front, I just want them to have some balls, win the 50-50 tackles. I said in my post pre-match, Forest, I want the players to go out. They need to win their individual battles, and they need to back up the players, not play as individuals, and really make a fist of it. And they've not done that. You know, we've seen poor displays from experienced Premier League winners, you know, performances, and it's not good enough. So I'm going tomorrow night. I want to see them winning the 50-50s. I want them to back up their teammates. I want them to get the crowd going. Yes, it's a Champions League game at home, and on paper, we should beat them. But on paper, we should have beaten Forest. On paper, we should have beaten Manchester United. On paper, we should beat Crystal Palace and the likes. On paper, we should beat Brentford, but we haven't. And it's become a bit embarrassing. I'm sure the conversations have been had above Arne Slot, and obviously 6 losses in 7 in any team in the league form table would be 17th. That's how bad it is. So it needs to improve, and I just feel like I'm a revolving door when I keep saying that. Things have to be improved, things have to improve, and they've got to. The players, Arne Slot, the coaching staff. I feel sorry for the supporters who have had tickets to go to the games, the genuine supporters that get behind the team, and to be watching that drivel. The players seem to lose their heads when we concede a goal. Let's score the goal first, for crying out loud. Let's take our chances. Let's set up teammates who are going to have a great chance of scoring. And instead of trying to be greedy and waste opportunities. So yeah. So, look, somebody told me that he believes that the players have down tools and have stopped playing for Arne Slot. I don't think that's the case. I think it's tactical. It's got to be tactical. We've got quality players. We've got a World Cup winner in our team. We've got a great goalkeeper. I think, Kirkes is going to be all right for us. Honestly, I do. I can see that. I can see he's a young, raw lad that's come from Bournemouth to a massive club. Massive. And he will be fine. Honestly, he will. We've had far worse left backs than him at our club at a younger age. Too many to mention for me. So I want the players to stop feeling sorry for themselves and put on a massive performance tomorrow night. So I'll touch on Arne Slot's press conference in a moment, and let's have a look at PSV. As I said, I'm going to the game tomorrow. Incidentally, there's loads of tickets flying about for this game. I wonder why. I wonder if the Tory supporters are not bothering to go to the game, and that's why there's lots of tickets available for this game. I got my ticket last week. That's how quick it was. So yeah, let's see how many do really turn up. I hope there's genuine, real supporters at the game tomorrow. Obviously, you're going to have the tourists that get the tickets from UEFA. I'll probably be in the King Kenny stand, and just around me there'll be supporters that have obtained tickets that have flown in from all over Europe because they've obtained free tickets from UEFA, and they will come to soak up the atmosphere at Anfield, which again is totally wrong for me. They've been doing it for years, absolutely totally wrong, giving tickets away to non-Liverpool supporters, but that's UEFA for you. Right, okay, stop digressing, Andy, and let's get back to tomorrow's game. So, PSV, in the Champions League, they've let's see what they've done. They've lost 1, drawn 2, and won 1. They lie 18th in the Champions League table with only 5 points. However, in 18 games in all comps, they have scored 52 times. Wow, 52 times. With 21 of those coming in the last 6. So, they're a team that likes to score goals, and plenty of them by the looks of things. They are top of their league. After 13 games, they have 34 points. So, is that nearly 16? That's nearly double of Liverpool's points this season. And yes, it's the Eredivisie, or however you want to pronounce it, the Dutch league. So on that note, I'm expecting a difficult game, I think. It's going to be a difficult game. And I know it's against the Dutch team, but looking at their results and the way they've been playing recently, when I say they, us, this would be a hard one to take. It was worse taking the Forest one on the chin, but this one in the Champions League, we can't lose this one. Honestly, we can't. Arne Slot press conference, I listened to it, but maybe for the first time, I was wanting him to say positive things about the team. I just didn't feel it in his press conference, and he explained why Joey Gomez didn't start at right back last week. He had an injection in his knee. He didn't train fully all week. However, he was involved with the squad on Saturday, and he has been involved with the squad since then. So, is he telling us that he's had this injection? I mean, why has he had an injection in his knee? He's not played. When did he pick up this slight knock for him to have an injection? Was it in training? Was it the last time he played? Was against Crystal Palace? I'm not so sure. But, so, if he did explain that to us at the weekend, I think we would have been okay with it. Yes, you'd have got the people saying, oh, there's Joey Gomez, can't stay fit, blah, 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 blah. He's injured. He's had an injection in his knee. Get rid of him in January. But do you know what? They wouldn't let him go in the summer, would they? They just wouldn't let him go. They wouldn't let him go out on loan either. And people will be saying, right, let's get rid of him now. But with no Leone. Canate's heads up with the fairies. Or, we're not getting a tune out of him. Van Dijk's getting frustrated. Other things as well, but hey-oh, let's so if he's trained Joey Gomez, let's see if he's available. And lots of Dutch questions about him not being in this position before, losing so many games. How does he stay upbeat? He mentioned that we had 75% possession, which Forest, were better at defending than we were, and taking their 3 chances out of 4. I don't want to hear that. Honestly, I don't. I want to hear that the team is ready to battle. The team is ready to play. We've recharged ourselves. We've had a conversation in the changes. We've had a conversation at the AXA. We've got things off our chest, and this is where we're going to go from here till the end of the season. This is our season. It starts now. So my team, Alisson, Gomez, if he's fit, get him in. If he's not, put Calvin Ramsey in. I am not bothered if Calvin Ramsey gets 60, 65 minutes. If we get a tune out of him for that, that's going to be fine. Obviously, he's going to pick Canate. If Joey Gomez was fit, I would be playing. Get a good game out of him at centre half. I would be playing him, and Van Dijk is the only option that we've got in there. But let's get him in at right back. Kirkes left back. As I said, Kirkes did okay against Forest, I thought. And let's get the 3 midfielders back together. Slobosly, Gravenberch and McAllister. McAllister has to up his game. He has to come to the park, because he was disappointing. Kept on giving the ball away at the weekend. Very unlike him. Yes, he had a couple of chances, but they weren't real proper chances. And this is where I want us to be strong. I'd play Ekitike on the left-hand side, I'd play Isak down the middle, and I'd play Salah on the right-hand side. Yes, a piss-poor Salah. I've got to be honest with you. He's not pulling up the trees for me. He hasn't been doing it for a while. It's either that or put Chiesa in there, and the head coach is not going to put Chiesa in front of Salah. So Salah needs to come to the table as well. He needs to bring his A game. If he's not at it, I want to see Salah coming off early and not getting 90 minutes thinking that we can get something out of him. I want to see him come off early, and I want to see other players come off the bench and try and earn their place in the team. It's not rocket science, honestly. These footballers have been playing okay football for a year, and all of a sudden they are playing not so okay football. They are good footballers, and they are not turning up for games, and that's totally unacceptable. So yeah, I'm trying to stay positive. It's very difficult. I'll be going with an attitude when I'm driving to Liverpool tomorrow, thinking, yeah, we'll beat these. But in the back of my mind, which I'm not going to be comfortable about, we could also get beat. And this will pile on more questions. And we'll be asking more questions when we haven't got the answers from the previous questions. Okay, tell me what you think, guys. Okay, let me know. Let's interact. It was good to see comments made for and against at the last video that I put out. And again, thank you very much for those 340 odd that have watched that video for and against. And it's like I've said before, people will always watch videos when you lose a game more than when you win a game, but I want to try and reverse that, and I want to try and hopefully get more subscribers to the channel. Okay, I will do a post-match for this on Friday. The reason for that is I am busy on Thursday, and it's always late when I get home on a Wednesday, near midnight after the game, and really I don't want to talk about the game. So I'll do a post-match on Friday, and I'll also do the pre-warm-up against West Ham away on Sunday at the same time. So again, thank you for watching the channel. Please like, please share, please subscribe to the channel. Take care. Up the Reds.